Good to go. We're going. So, as you can see, what we're doing today is I'm talking about the summer vision, because we have actually got a vision for summer. We're not just going to like put the sunglasses on and just ease through it. We've thought about what we're doing and we've come up with it. And I've got it here. So, just going to be explaining a bit about it and really some of the reasoning behind it. And this summer, there's 3 ingredients in this summer that we've thought of. The first ingredient is rest. Anyone here needs some rest? There's a few hands going up, bit of rest required. So rest is a good thing, okay. I can see there's some double rest required over there. See what we can do. The other ingredient is fellowship. That's always a good thing. And the other ingredient we're looking at is outreach. And I'll explain about that as well. So we're going to take a look at these 3 things, how they apply to what we're doing this summer, and actually how they apply to our lives. I was hoping there'd be a church full of people here this morning so that I could have actually explained to everybody in one go, but what I'm going to have to do is just gradually send people links and that to what I've been saying, so at least they know what we're doing and why we're doing it, which is helpful. The first one is rest. And rest is so important in our lives. It is absolutely, totally important. And I think as a society, we're probably just getting a handle on it now. Society's kind of moved through different phases, and I think we've gone through the phase of just work ourselves to the bone now, and we're realising the importance of rest. I've got a little picture up there. Will it work or won't it work? Yes, it works. This is something that I looked up. Pressure. I love preaching physics. Few engineers here. Pressure. Nice little physical definition of force per unit area, blah, 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 and all this. A few nods there, amen, few amens coming from the congregation. That's good. But a more general expression of pressure is the continuous physical force exerted on an object by something in contact with it. That can be applied to life. What is in contact with us and our lives could be our workplace, could be our families, could be our friends, could be our communities, could be what's going on inside our head. A continuous force exerted. And it's the word continuous, isn't it? And that's what does it. It's like that guy in the diagram there. You know, if it's a force that's for a little while, then you'd like fend it off. But if it's continuous, you can just lose the will to and the ability to just keep it going. I've got a cup of coffee here. I've heard it said, how heavy is this cup of coffee? Any ideas? Half a what? A pound. What's a pound? We can have it in a metric note. Let's an LB. Depends how full it is. 500. Oh, an hour in grams. Actually, the weight of this coffee cup actually depends on how long you hold it for. Because the longer you hold it for, the heavier it gets. And eventually, I wouldn't actually be able to keep holding this cup. I just couldn't keep holding it because after a while, it's the continuousness of it. The continuousness of it just gradually weighs you down, even if it's only a small weight. So my advice is, if you've got a coffee cup, drink it. But if you're holding a load, if you're lifting a heavy load, metaphorically speaking, you've got to look to build in rest. And this is what we're looking at as a church. As a church, we're quite a busy church. Great welcome this morning, for example. Great tech this morning. putting out chairs this morning. There's a lot of busyness goes on with actually running a church. This is why it's good to have, to grow as a church, because it's actually the same busyness. It's just more people available. Because we've got to put things in place. And there's a lot of infrastructure and a lot of things that go on, so it's good to rest from that. But as people, it's good to rest as well as individuals. And just put up one of my favourite Bible verses, which comes from Matthew 11, verse 28. And this is what Jesus says. He says, and it's on your sheets as well if you want to read it on there. He says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and this is what I'll give you. This is what I will give you." Now, some people are nervous about coming to Jesus. I say, what's he going to give me if I come to him? He's probably going to give me a bit of a telling off, a little slap on the wrist, a bit of a shake, and stuff like that. Or even a lightning strike. It's like, what am I going to get if I actually come to Jesus? Well, he says, I'll give you rest. I've already seen the hands up. Who needs rest? Yeah. Well, this is the answer. This is the greatest answer to weariness. There is no greater answer. I'm telling you this from my heart, than to just sit in God's presence and to know the rest that Jesus gives. It's golden. It's absolutely golden. This is how great it is. At the leaders' meeting on Tuesday, Rick and Paul had a moment. They had a moment. They said, Tony, you need a rest, mate. I've probably been a bit snappy. So you need a rest. They said, whatever you need, we'll do it for you. I said, okay, boys, 9:30 service, do it. Okay. So Rick and Paul come down to run the 9:30 service. And it got to about 5 to 9. And I'm thinking, I want to go. Why do I want to go? And I knew what they'd think when I turned up. They'd say, you don't trust us. You don't trust us. You're just going to come and take over, Tony, aren't you? I said, no. I just want to be there. I thought, if I'm at home, with all due respect to Sally and my lovely family, lovely to have them here, it's not such a restful place as I know it, especially in the morning. We've got to get to church. Hannah's not even up yet. Hannah, get out of the bathroom. It's like, that's not restful. So it might not be Hannah. It could be any of the six of us who are in the house. So I thought, at least take one away. That's one less to be hogging the bathroom. We went to the Tamarind last night. The two are linked. Anyway, back to rest. Yeah, so I thought, I just want to come down here. And when they saw me, they said, "Oh, Tony, what you said you wouldn't be here." And I said, I'm here because I want to be here. Because I know from 9:30 to 10:15, I can just sit down and rest in God's presence. Paul said to me, I could tell that Paul was struggling with it a bit as he was leading the service. It just felt, there was 12 of us there actually. It just felt I could see he was feeling no one was really responding. And he kind of inferred that. He said, respond if you want, jump up and down if you want. And I just went up to him during the next song, and I just said, Paul, I said, people might not be jumping up and down. I said, but I said, if I'm anything to go by, I says, I'm just enjoying God's presence. There's a lot of response going on in here. And that's what it's about sometimes, and it's just about enjoying God's rest and the rest that Jesus can give. It's absolutely golden. In Mark chapter 6, verse 31, Jesus said to his disciples, he says, boys, he says, come with me. come with me by yourselves to a quiet place. Get some rest. It's the same thing. He's saying the same thing to his disciples today. He says, come with me to a quiet place. Get some rest. Get some rest. It's Jesus that gives rest. It's Jesus that restores. And actually, just seeking him in a quiet place. We can do that as we join in church together. That's important. But also, just day by day by day by day by day, finding a quiet place. Even if it's just 5 minutes, just carving that out, saying, God, this is you and me. This is you and me time. I'm taking this time. I'm coming with you to a quiet place. And I'm just going to breathe in some of your life. I'm going to let you drench me with your living water. I'm just going to be refreshed. Come with me to a quiet place and get some rest. That is better than any cruise. It's better than anything that can be offered. It's just a place where our souls are still before God. Come with me to a quiet